Positive Readers, it's Positive Writer here today with another book chat, and today we're going to be book chatting a beautiful book, one of the best fantasy novels ever written with the best characters and the best plot, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I'm wearing a shirt, you probably cannot see what it says, but I'm wearing a shirt that says Me Sarcastic Never. I was like, what shirt should I wear for this? And I decided to wear this one because, I don't know, a lot of these characters are really sarcastic and I love them. So, this book had like a lot of hype like a couple months ago when it came out in like April or something. And I was like, I saw it at the library and I was like, I had been looking at fan art. I can't lie, fan art is what made me want to read this, and like the posts that they have on Instagram that are like from Tumblr. And I was like, I have to pick this up. It sounds interesting. I might be disappointed, but if I'm not, then it'll be the greatest thing ever. So I picked it up, and it was beautiful. It's basically about this girl. Has two sisters. We love ACOTAR. Anyway, she's like they're taken to a fairy kingdom because their sister is a fae because their mom like cheated. It was like craziness. But anyway, they basically three of them are taken to this fairyland and they have to live there and learn how to survive. And Jude basically starts picking up mannerisms and she's like basically just living her life and having to like rival with these people. But she wants to be better than them. She wants to be like better than herself because she feels like she's not at like an adequate place and she wants to feel like that. And this book's beautiful and you should read it and it's greatness. And Jude is one of the best female characters ever. She's one of the best characters ever, period. I love her. So we're gonna talk about this book now because I don't want to wait any longer, so I'm going to get my freaking notes out, which I should have out already, but I'm slow. First off, Jude is a great character. I love how she started picking up, like, the mannerisms of, like, the fae. She started being ruthless and stuff. I love her. She's just beautiful, but anyway, the first note I have is, I have a lot of notes. Wow. First note is that fairies can't lie, and that's basically the exact same thing. Literally, it is the exact same thing from ACOTAR, except it's a lie in ACOTAR. It's not real. But in this, it is real. I love the world. Like, can we talk about that for a minute? I love the world. It's like really weird and stuff. It's not just a whole bunch of fae guys walking around, highfalutin, warring over everyone and being sexy. It's just, that's gross. I can't believe I just said that. It's not that. It's actually a fairy world with actual weird creatures. So, we stand. Basically, what I just said, how she adapted to the character, to the fae. I loved it. It was just beautiful. Jude is so great. I love her. Can we just... Anyway, the biggest thing that I love about this book, well, I love Jude the most, but then her relationship with Cardan, and I was like, how are they a ship right now? Because they like hate each other, literally enemies to lovers. But anyway, they hate each other's guts at the beginning. Like at first, she lays down and basically lets him and his friends like taunt her and be rude to her and stuff, you know. But then she's like, I'm not doing this anymore because every time I let them do it, they keep coming back for more, and it's just like it's not doing anything. So maybe they'll stop if they respect me because I stand up for myself. So she decides to do it, and the first thing she does is she puts salt in Cardan's food, and then she's like, he looked over and was like choking. Salt is like not good for the face anyway, but she looks at him and then she's like smirking, and I love her. She's beautiful. So basically, then they retaliate, and it's horrible because they like make them go into the water, and then her trashed sister Taran or whatever agrees to never help her again, and whatever. But then her and her sisters, they take these like trips to the mall back in the real world because basically it's like not even a wall, it's like a barrier kind of, and they basically pass through it every now and then because they want fun in their lives, and her sisters want to like relive the human life because they'd be fine with being human again, and Jude is not like that at all. I love her. Anyway, because we don't have a lot of protagonists that actually want to be like the antagonist, and I just love that. Anyway, so they went back to the real world. They're like at a mall, and then this guy was just flirting with her or something, and she thought it was something amiss because she's a fae, basically, and she's not a fae, but she basically acts like one, and she like punched him in the face, and it was horrible. But and she was like, she kept thinking about like the little families with kids she would see. She was like, all I could think about was like making them scared and scaring them, and I was just like, I love her. She's just such a unique protagonist and character, and I just love her. So basically, the next big thing that she does back in the fairy world, she feels like she's like inadequate. She doesn't know what to do. She's like, I want to be a knight, but her father won't let her be a knight because he just won't let her. He's like, until you're ready, you're not going to be one. So she has to do something about her life. So she basically makes a deal with, it's like 7 siblings or something. She makes a deal with Cardan's older brother, Dane, and basically she agrees to be his spy. And then she goes on missions for him, and the first mission is to like find out something being amiss and like traitorous behavior or something. And Balkans, I think the second oldest or something, one of his other siblings, And she goes to his room and she's like looking for stuff, and then he walks up with Carden, and then she's in the closet watching, and basically he just starts like beating him and basically telling him how he's like useless and won't ever be anything. It's just really tragic, and I was just like, wow. And and I love this line because this is why I like every single character I truly like ever, because you literally all my characters that I love are like these villainous characters. Basically, this is what she said. It doesn't make me like him any better, but for the first time he seems real. Not good, but real. That's what I like in characters. When characters are perfect, I hate them. That's horrible. When they just waltz in and get everything they want, it's just absolutely insanely annoying, and I cannot stand anybody like that. But freaking this line. When they're real characters, I feel it. I feel them in my soul, and I love them. And I love Jude for that line. And then, basically, Carden and Jude, they have a couple interactions, really, because, like, they, like, go to the same school and stuff. But basically, this other interaction, I think he dropped a paper out of his, like, pocket or something while they were doing something else. And basically, she picked it up, and it was, like, from Carden, obviously. And it wasn't, like, a note or anything for her. But she opened it up, and it was just her name over and over again. I was just cackling the whole time reading this. It was literally a page. It was just, like, Jude, 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 with, like, ink splotches and stuff. It was just so funny. And I died. It was just hilarious. He seriously has a problem with her, and it's funny because she gets to him, and it's beautiful. Of course, we have these beautiful lines that everybody has printed on, like, blankets that I need to get anyway. First line, instead of being afraid, I could become something to fear. I love her. Jude is the best character. I just. And then I started obviously roasting the fact that this is a lot like ACOMAF and whatever, because the Fae world has courts, and they're like the night courts, the bright courts, basically the night court and the day court. I'm sorry, I'm not hating, because this book is better than that, so I'm not hating. But anyway, then we have this beautiful other line. Basically, I think she's talking about Carden, but I don't know, but like, we'll figure it out. Basically, this is a line. He's wrong about me. I'm going to make my Mayfly life count for something. I won't be afraid of him. If I cannot be better than them, I will become so much worse. She's the best character. Oh my god, I love her so much. You guys do not believe. Basically, their father is like a rat. I hate him. He's just horrible. But anyway, he gave him something, like a gift or something. Like, she gave all of them a gift. And he came in and he gave her his sword, basically. And she was like, I can't take this or whatever. And she was like, yeah, you know, you can. And he started sparring and stuff with it and, like, improving her skills. I love Jude. Everything about Jude that's Jude related, I love her. She's great with the sword. We've been new. And so we have this puppy love romance between her and Locke, one of Carden's friends, who's like not as evil as them. Basically, I knew it wasn't gonna work out. I was like, this is fake. I don't see it happening. But anyway, they had this relationship kind of thing going on, and they're talking, and they're like at a dance. He's asking her all these weird questions, like, what would you sacrifice for your love for me? What would you do? What would you do? And he was like, basically saying, like, what would you do? Like, would you cry if I hurt you or something? And she was like, if you hurt me, I wouldn't cry. I hurt you back. Jude! Freaking Constance Jude! I love her. Oh my god. And then all this stuff starts popping off because her spying for Dane ends up, like, uncovering these gigantic secrets about, like, everybody. Turns out Dane's not as much of a, like, good person as everybody thinks. It's just really bad. And then a whole bunch of stuff, like, starts happening. And she ends up, like, they're, like, at the coronation. And then, like, people start killing everyone. Basically what happens is Dane is about to get crowned because basically his spies are the ones that are supposed to be making sure he gets crowned. And then her father comes up. Belkin comes up. He's like, I'm going to challenge you for the throne. And they're like, this is not how this works. Sit down. And then her father comes up and literally, like, stabs Dane. And she was like, I thought they were, like, friends. It was just not okay. But he stabbed her and he stabbed him. And then Belkin starts killing all his freaking siblings. And Carden, he isn't there because he's getting, like, drunk somewhere. He's just insanely retarded. But anyway, hilarious. And he can't die, so he's the only one in the family alive now, along with Belkin, who's like the king, who's trying to be the king, and he's the only one who can crown him. So all this stuff is a miss. Jude hides under the table, and then Carden is like, what's going on? And then she's like, you need to, like, stay out of sight. Like, he has a mask on, but she's like, you are the only one who can crown your brother. You're gonna die too. It's just, like, not good. So they, like, run out. And then they're in, like, a hallway or something, like, by themselves. And then she turns around and has a knife go to his throat. It's just, like, you thought she was with you. And then it skipped to the scene. And basically she used her dress. She cut up her dress to use as, like, like rope to tie him to this chair so like they can talk to him and be like he can be like a prisoner and like be useful. The most important boy in Fairy and my enemy finally in my power. It feels even better than I thought it would. Jude is the best character. I'm just like reliving my love for her, and it's just greatness. I really respected Jude and Terrence fight after they figure out that Locke has been playing them both. Well, basically, Tyrion already knew, but whatever. And she like breathes her a sword and gives her a sword, and she's like, let's go, let's fight. And you usually don't see that with like sisters, you usually see that with brothers. I appreciate how it was like uniquely them, and they were like, okay, let's go. And no one liked it, but I was like really like I was living for it. It was great. Wardening over Cardan, and then he was like, why, like, you hate me so much, what's wrong with you, you know, why do you do this? And he was like, well, most of all I hate you because I think of you often and it's disgusting and I can't stop. And I just love their relationship so much, actual enemies to lovers. And and then we have this freaking scene. They're like, he's sitting in the chair and she has a dagger or whatever, and she like walking up to him and stuff and like waving it around like she's gonna kill him or whatever, but she's really probably not, and she doesn't. But anyway, she's like, you really do want me, and you hate it. And he doesn't look nearly as alarmed as when I bring my mouth to his, and now I'm like, oh, they're kissing. Actual choking moment, I was dying. I love them. They're beautiful. Did I mention that? How did you know which one I would choose? I didn't. I poisoned them both. This was a line from when Jude was talking with, I don't even remember who it was, but they were talking and she put something in a drink, and because she had been taking the poison, she was like immune. I just love Jude so much. She was just so smart and common-sensey and freaking great and ruthless and beautiful. So she poisoned both of the drinks and then he went down or whatever, but it wasn't like a deadly drug, so he'll live, you know, because mercy. And basically, then this other attack went off and like people started accidentally shooting Cardan because that was their plan, to act like Cardan's life was in danger or whatever. And then Balekin, we thought he hated him because he was like whipping him and stuff, but he literally like jumped over him and was like, oh my god, like covering him. Why? Like, why? Like, I hated you. Like, stop making me like you. And then, phase 4. It was like phase 4 of their plan that Cardan was a part of. And then she was like, we're on this, believing we're still on the same side. And she wasn't on his side at all. And basically, that was the whole plot twist, that she basically had offered him up because she knew that she had a plan for him too. And basically, her plan was, she pledged him into her, because in the fairy world they have like these promises, and he promised to be in service to her for a year and a day, and basically that was his promise. And then she made it so anything she says he has to do. So she was like, stay there, don't move or anything. And then they put the crown on his head and said that was not the plan, and then they put it on his head and now he's king or whatever, and then he got to stand up after like a minute. I was like, oh my god, she lied, he could have hate you. Oh my god, I just love them. Why is January not here? That's when the next book comes out. Anyway, the last few lines of the book was, we came up with your code name because her and her spy friends all had code names, and she was like, what's mine? And they were like, you don't have one yet. And by the end, she was like, we came up with your code name. And she was like, what is it? And she was like, what else? The Queen. Beautifulness. This book is beautiful. I love it so much. I hope you enjoyed me talking about it because I read it and I love it so much. I'm going to talk about it like 30 more times. Where's the Wicked King? I love you guys. I'll see you later with another video. Bye.